There was a guy in my hometown, he might still be there, and we called him Florida Steve.
Why did you call him?
That was his, he was a guy, a little kind of oldish man that walked around town, just walked around, and kids would go up to him, and he'd go, how you doing? He'd just walk up to you, hey, hot day, huh? It's hot. It was a routine. It was like Abbott and Costello.
Was he retarded in any way?
Yeah, I think he was sort of retarded. Yeah. Hot day, right? Hot day. And you go, yeah, it's hot. And he goes, hotter in Florida, isn't it? Yeah, it's pretty hot in Florida. He would guide you to what's it like? What's it like down in Florida? It's nice. Girls down there? What are the girls like down there?
Oh, shit.
Well, they got nice girls in Florida. They got big tits. You go, yeah, they got big tits, Steve. And then he'd put his hand in his pocket and he'd just start jacking off right in front of you. Big bottoms, big. And it was just a routine. It was like Abbott and Costello. And then at one point you'd go, hey, what are you doing down there in your pants? And you'd go, get out of here. I'll cut you to ribbons. You won't say that when the bullets fly. And he'd start threatening you and then you walk away.
I think every town's got one of them. This guy called Crazy John. Yeah. And he used to be behind John's Bargain Store. I don't know if his name was John, but we just called him Crazy John.
Because he was behind John's
Bargain Store. And he had a shopping cart with a big...
It's like naming a stray dog.
Yeah. It's just we'll name him after the bargain store. Jesus. I know. And he would collect plastic bags. Mm-hmm. And he'd come up to you and just go, plastic bag? Plastic bag? Plastic bag? And you're like, I haven't seen any plastic bags, John. Okay. And then he'd go up to the dumpster. And he had one of those giant... You know those big plastic sunflowers people put in their lawns that spin around in the wind?
Sure.
He had that on his shopping cart. Mm-hmm. And he'd push it around looking for plastic bags. Crazy John.
Remember Eddie at WNEW?
Oh, yeah, another.
Eddie worked at NEW when we were over there, and his whole job was to empty the garbage from offices.
Yeah.
And he loved tits.
Yeah.
Where he would uncomfortably stare at tits.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he had no switch where it's like, you shouldn't do that.
You take a glimpse.
Because he'd be going, I like that girl. She was pretty cute. I like that. And meanwhile, he's just looking at her tits. And the fucking girl's all creeped out.
I brought him somehow the guys talked me into taking him out for lunch. So I took him to the Brooklyn Diner, and the waitress had a nice tits.
Oh, no.
It was so awkward.
Jesus.
We could barely eat lunch because Eddie just had to stare at tits the entire time.
Horniness plus retardation is
bad combination.
I was on this fucking radio show that's probably in this building.
Who cares?
You're
beating
Bubba.
us up.
What is this guy?
Oh, Bubba Love Sponge?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Ugh. He sucks.
Okay, so here's my experience.
He sucks.
I do radio all the time.
Yeah.
On the phone because I'm on the road. Last 3 years, constantly on the road. So I have to do radio to support the dates. Yeah. And I never know. I get an email saying, here's your radio itinerary for the week. I never read it. It comes down to I'm walking down the street with my kids, and my phone rings, and I'm on the radio somewhere in America. I don't fucking know. It doesn't really matter.
No, why would it?
No, and it's funny to me when people they go, hey, we're calling in from whatever, Baltimore. Oh, okay, Baltimore. Oh, you didn't even know where we are? No, I fucking didn't.
Why am I supposed to know
You think I'm training like Rocky all year for one date in Baltimore? I'm doing Baltimore's 1 in fucking 5 dates that week.
1 out of the 5 cities, yeah.
But anyway, Bub, I guess, so I get a call. Hey, we're coming to you in a minute. I don't even know what show. I go, oh, okay, I guess I'm on the radio. So then I'm on hold for a while. And then this guy comes on who I don't know who the fuck he is. And he goes, hey, sorry we made you wait for a while there. But we had the Hulkster on. And I go, okay. I'm not really aware that Hulk is what he's doing or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's this guy, Bubba, the Love Sponge, and he goes, yeah, you got to understand that we made you wait because of Hulk, right? I mean, you get why we would do that, wouldn't you? And I go, listen, I wasn't even really aware I was waiting. I just...
Yeah, the phone just rang.
I'm not listening. I was listening to hold music. I wasn't listening to you. And he goes, yeah, okay, but what's your take on what's going on with Hulk? And I go, I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean you don't know? The Hulkster is getting screwed by this gold digger. And I go, I really don't know anything about that. And I don't really pay attention to what's happening to celebrities. I don't care. And then he gets offended. And he says, oh, I get it.
Oh, I
get it. You comedians get to just leap around a stage being a jackass, while I have to sit here and be responsible to my listeners.
Are you shitting
No, I'm not
me?
kidding.
What
Like, he takes it as like a personal responsibility to know what's going on
He's a stupid
in
hillbilly.
Hulk's personal life.
A
While you have
stupid
the bells
hillbilly.
on your hat and your toes.
right.
And you're
Yeah,
just,
exactly. I'm just being a douche
Yeah,
on stage.
yeah.
And this guy is like fucking holding up a standard.
Yeah, we can list all the responsible things he's done with his radio show,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah.
He's a hack hillbilly.
No, it went downhill. It turned into him hanging up on me and going, "You're no Joe Rogan," and then he hung up on me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was just ridiculous.
Well, you're not.
I'm not a Joe Rogan at
will
all.
kick your ass.
We're very different human beings
Oh, here it
in
is.
a lot of ways.
You're no Joe Rogan because you suck.
Yeah, and then I called back and we got into it. It was fucking stupid.
What an asshole
But
he is.
but the thing, yeah, I mean the whole dispute I had with him that ended up hanging, I didn't even care about that. The thing that I remember is the idea that that's some kind of a serious responsibility to be up on all this reality show shit.
Yep.
He's like being like he deserves the Edward R. Murrow Award
Award for telling
really
people what the Hulkster's up
being
to.
prepared for the Hulk interview.
Hey, I got
Fucking asshole.
Douche.
I got what was said. So,
What was-
so you call back, Bubba.
Yeah.
Hello, and Louis says, "Listen, man, if you have to be such a little baby that you just have to have your phone has to always work and no one can say anything to you, and you make your little cracks as you hang up on me like you can't say it and keep me on and see what I have to say about it. I was trying to." You were being cowardly and babyish, childish, and very, very silly. That's what I would say. Now, if I were acting childish, babyish, and silly, I wouldn't have allowed you to call me that because I knew this was going to happen. You allowed me back on because I called in. You didn't plan this. Oh, I don't have to put you back on. In my initial plan, I changed it midstream, bitch, and I decided to put you back on. And Louis, oh, okay, I'll give you credit for that. Okay, thank you. You have a great day and good luck in your shows. And then Louis fucking says, "Okay, you're no Howard Stern." And then this fucking hillbilly goes, "No, but I work for him, and you're no Joe Rogan, and you don't work for him, bitch."
Why would I work for Joe Rogan?
And
Why
then he
would
goes,
you work for
and
Joe
then he goes,
Rogan,
and your
by the
show
way?
got canceled after a year, and I'm glad. Really? You're glad that a show like fucking Louis got canceled? That was a great
Hilarious.
show. It had nothing to do with
I'm
it.
glad I got canceled too. I wouldn't be fucking nominated for an Emmy if I was
The show
so
had
lucky, Louis.
a very good following. They just decided
Yes,
to pass.
doesn't matter.
If he didn't,
Yeah, you're past that, obviously.
It doesn't matter,
And you're
yeah.
now Emmy nominated for
if
your
Bubba
stand-up
didn't have
special.
his fat head buried so far up Howard's asshole, he wouldn't be working for this company anyway. So
No, the
shut
thing-
the fuck up.
The reason he got mad at me is because, you know, my bit that I did on Conan about everything's great and nobody's happy and about airplanes and how
It's a brilliant bit.
nobody cares anymore that we have amazing
Right,
phones
right.
and airplanes.
Yeah.
It was just a bit that caught fire and it was huge. So his guy that works on his show, Bubba, he really loved the bit and asked me to do it. So he was like, "Tell me, do some of it, like on the air." Okay, so I start talking about how phones, you know, you should be happy that they work. And Bubba goes, "Well, I don't know, when my phone doesn't work on the, when I get mad when my phone doesn't work, I'm a pay customer." So he just,
This
he
isn't
walks
a
right.
discussion.
No, but also he walked right into the teeth of the bit. The bit is what whiners people are. So he starts whining. Jesus. So he goes, "I go over a bridge every morning on the way to work and the phone cracks out halfway across the bridge." And I go, "You can't stop talking during a ride across a bridge? Like, what was so important? Who even cared what you were saying when it cracked out? What is it?" He goes, "Wow, I was making a deal. I was making money for America." I'm like, "No, you weren't. You were whining about something else to somebody else." I went after him. Because that's how the bit works.
Yeah.
And he got really mad and said, "Yeah, you're no Joe Rogan," and he cut me off. And then he bitched to his people that I was, he was like, "Yeah, well, don't do your bit to me. This is my show." He's just one of those spoiled brat radio guys.
He's an asshole.
Don't do your comedy at me. This is my show. He just got insulted personally.
You know what it is with him? He's failed for so long trying to make a name for himself.
I know
He never
nothing
really
about
got
him.
that.
Yeah.
Like that name for himself, that he's so bitter and miserable to anyone with any bit of success.
He did make a name for himself. Bubba the Love Sponge.
Yeah. What a
What
great
fucking name is that to
What a
make for
great
yourself?
name.
It's his
Literally
legal-
made
it's
a
his
name
legal
for himself.
It's his legal name, too.
And it's a stupid name.
horrible. What an asshole.
No, that's why I said you're such a baby that you need your phone to work and no one can say anything to you.
Now we get it, totally.
Yeah.
So-
Fuck him.
You don't like doing radio shows, do you, Lo?
I love it when it's fun.
Yeah.
It's a great way to spend time when it's a good time. This is the only show I actually enjoy doing. I mean, I don't.
When you get.
But
Yeah.
I mean, out of all the radio shows you do, the percentage of shows that are fun to do.
One. I mean, literally, I probably do 100 a
One.
year, and you guys is
There's
the
gotta
one
be-
that's good. So literally
show.
1%, 1 out of 100.
Jesus.
No,
They
there's
all
some.
Have, they all have that pat format thing that you
Yeah.
got to do. You got to play to their rules and everything. It's like fuck no. Let's
Just come in and be funny and hang
There's
out.
people that
hang
know.
out.
You know, when I did that movie, Ricky Gervais's movie, this side, well, it's called The Invention of Lying now, but the Entertainment Tonight or one of those shows came. I don't even know which one. Extra, whatever.
Yeah, one of them doesn't matter.
Doesn't fucking matter.
No.
And they asked to talk to all of us. So they talked to me and Ricky, and Jennifer Garner was there. So they did me and Ricky first, and I went up and just got into shit with the woman. I ended up getting in an argument with this lady. She's just asking me these, and I'm like, what is that supposed to mean? Like, I didn't understand how the thing operated, you know? She was like, said something about my weight or something. I'm like, you're going to call me fat on your show? What,
Yeah, what
you know,
the
what's
fuck are
wrong
you-
with you? And she's like, what? And it was a mess. The thing that white people have to keep in mind, because we have different timelines in our heads. Like white people often say, I've heard so many white people say, slavery was 400 years ago. It was 130 years ago. It was really recent. People say that. Hey, we started 400 years ago. Slavery began.
We kind of mopped up.
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
we got a couple centuries in.
And also
no one
the
hit the lights until about
130 years ago is when it really stopped. And also, it didn't stop, and then things have been just awesome for black people since. That's the last bad thing to happen to any black person was slavery 400 years ago. That's what we think. And since then, we've just been showering them with gifts since then. It ended officially 130 years ago, really continued for another 80. And then,
give or take.
the thing to remember is that if a black guy or a black woman has little gray hair at the temples, they lived in an America where they were legally barred from using certain fucking bathrooms, where the country didn't let them use the fucking bathroom. Keep your big black smelly cock out of this room, you fucking black bastard. Like, that was the official American law.
Right.
Was you can't pee anywhere you want, fucking coon.
Yeah.
That's what it was like. And so you take that. So anybody that age remembers that and has had to live and go, okay, thank you for now letting me do what I should have always been able to do. My father came and stayed with me for a week. Well, 2 days. It felt like a week. It was 2 days. And my dad, I have such a fucked up history with my dad. But I got through it. I got through these 2 days. I was like, hey, you know what? We made it.
We can do this.
Like, he's 72 now. I don't know how long he's got left. I'm not sure, how he's making it. He's had a tough life.
Yeah.
And so I got through the 2 days, but there were moments during those 2 days where he just had said little things that I almost fucking hit him in the face.
Holy shit.
I almost had to call 911 and go, hi, listen, I just killed my dad and I need someone to come over
Take
here.
care of my kids for me,
killed
please.
Doyle.